Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I am for the strongest, the smartest to win if works within the framework of the rules that he or she agreed to function. So if someone wins and he's the stronger or the strongest and wins, but he cut the corners, that's really bad taste, let's put it this way. That means if he violated the rules that he expects everybody else to follow. So again, if someone attacks you and you defend yourself, but then you win or you use illegal blows, because there are some rules, when you defend yourself, you can't do certain things, you can't do everything in self-defense. There still have some international rules that we have, laws, international law, the Hague, the one and another. We have them. So, and if I violate them, then it would be only fair for everybody else to violate the same rules. So in this case, United States of America, they say they retaliated, that's what they say, retaliated against 85 locations, 85 points that they consider were bad dudes. They retaliated for the attack on that U.S. military base located in Jordan, that 3 American servicemen lost their lives, and I think about 20-some injured, wounded. So you retaliate. Now, is that fair to retaliate like that? Retaliate hitting targets in Syria, which is a sovereign independent country, and in Iraq, another sovereign and independent country. The United States has deployed military personnel and infrastructure, weapons and installations and military bases all over that area, with the approval of the government, with the bribe of the government, and illegally in the case of Syria. Obviously, there are some people who don't want you over there, but you are stronger and you violate laws. Your deployment, military deployment in Syria, that's a violation. You are not invited by the legitimate, under United Nations, legitimate government of that country. So this is my house, and you come in and you do hanky-panky because you consider that you should do it. I never invited you over here. Imagine a child who obviously has less claims on my house than I do. He invites, I don't know, one of his buddies to come over to, I don't know, kick me in the balls because he feels like, he doesn't like because I tell him to go to bed at 9 o'clock p.m. How would that, I would smash both of them, right? Just like that. So we have here, United States of America, who was attacked. Some, because that's the way it is, the politicians make decisions, the military personnel, which is us, go over there, we get blown up, but the guys here are just going to send more. And then in our name, they're going to destroy other targets. Okay, well, retaliated. You would say, what did you expect? Well, you do this for propaganda and to calm some baboons that might think you're right. Okay? But then this thing arises. Was it legal? And if it was legal, can others do the same thing? And obviously the answer will be, I don't care if it was legal. I think it was. We were attacked. What do you want? 2 people died. 3 people died. Well, when you analyze a situation, you don't start whenever you want, only at that time, not before. Or you don't only pick and ignore. Pick what you like, ignore what you don't like, because that runs against your desire to hit them. So the first point is this. Why are those military bases there? Legally and illegally. In Jordan, I think it's legal. In Iraq, I think that's bribes. And in Syria, definitely violate international law. So why are they over there? Interest? What kind of interest? Oil? From where? From Syria? You are illegally in Syria. Or for Israel? You know the answer, right? So let me show you this little article. Not very deep because it's clear. This guy's just, and I'm going to continue making the point that if, this is the point actually of this video, if you can do that, everyone else has the right to do it. That is, violate the international law. US hits hard at militias in Iraq and Syria retaliating for fatal drone attack. The US military launched an air assault on dozens of sites in Iraq and Syria, independent countries. We liberated Iraq, used by Iranian-backed militias. So these sites were used by Iran-backed militias, right? And the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Friday in the opening salvo, that means more to come, that's what it is, opening, of retaliation of the drone strike that killed 3 US troops in Jordan last weekend. In Jordan, Delhi, oh my God, they attacked an independent country and a sovereign country, right? That's what the whole thing here. The massive barrage of strikes hit more than 85 targets at 7 locations, including command and control headquarters. Now, please pay attention and memorize the names. And I will make a point is, did you find out about these locations yesterday? So you hit them today? Or you knew about them before, but you didn't do anything? And the question is, why? So here it is. And I'm going to go deeper with this one, including command and control headquarters, intelligence centers, rockets and missiles, drones and ammunition storage sites, and other facilities that were connected to the militants of the IRGC's Quad Force, the Quads Expeditionary Unit that handles Tehran relationship and arming of regional militias. Arming of regional militias. And President Joe Biden made it clear in a statement that there will be more to come. Of course. So the last thing here is the US strikes appear to stop short of directly targeting Iran or senior leaders of the Revolutionary Guard Quad Force within its borders as the US tries to prevent the conflict from escalating. But with this one, it de-escalates it. Yeah, even further. Iran has denied it was behind the Jordan attack. Now, remember I told you about the intelligence services, control headquarters, rocket and missiles, drone and ammunition storage sites, and other facilities that were connected to the militias or the IRGC's Quad Force. So you knew there was a rapist over there who committed criminal acts before, and you don't arrest him? And he's about to do it again, but you don't do it? What does that tell me? Do you think the Americans, you either just close your eyes and you just hit targets, or you knew before that those bad dudes are over there, they have missiles, they are bad dudes, they organize, and you didn't take them out? Why didn't you take them out? Only when supposedly they hit you? Was this the first time? So someone prepares something somewhere, you don't go over there and do something about it? No. So these things, it's either they just shot over there, destroyed without knowing, and they tell us, well, we destroyed control headquarters, we destroyed intelligence centers, rocket and missiles, and so on, and other facilities, which in fact they didn't. They just hit whatever they felt like. Or they knew, but they didn't do anything until now. I mean, what do you do now? Because you think they are connected with that one? Control headquarters, intelligence centers, rocket and missiles. So you knew there were rocket and missiles over there and you let them be, but now you destroy them because why? They attacked you? I don't think so. It's more to that, my friends. That's the first one. The other one is this. It says, because Tehran's relationship with and arming, the keyword is arming, of regional militias, arming. So if Iran arms militias to kill us and we hit these guys, right? The guys, that means that Iranian, right? The Russians are allowed to hit, let's say, NATO countries, because the militias, these guys tell us, they get weapons from these guys right here, right? So the militias acting somewhere against us in the Middle East, preventing, again, tyranny and so on. But these guys are funding, and what was that? In command and control headquarters. So these guys provide these guys with weapons, and we hit them hard for providing weapons and intelligence. That means that the Russians are entitled to hit the NATO countries, because NATO countries provide the same thing to Ukraine. Well, I know you would say, well, first, Russia attacked unprovoked Ukraine, and we just help. So we are on the side of the good, therefore you can't hit us because we're on the side of the good. Well, don't you think that those guys over there in the Middle East might think that they are on the side of the good and we are on the side of the evil? Don't you think might be this kind of interpretation of reality? Who's in whose neighborhood? Let's start with that one. Did I show up in your house to straighten your house, or you came into my house? Well, I came in your house. That's the first thing. So the escalation is where? Who escalated it first? You coming in my house, which never happened, or I come in your house and I hit whatever, I do whatever for the master right there. And I also pay the master. The master doesn't pay me, I pay the master. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. United States of America's military is used by a master through the leaders that are at the whim of the masters. And we pay also the masters. Isn't that unbelievable? You pay a bodyguard, you hire a bodyguard, and the bodyguard pays you for hiring him. Or he is going to do all kind of services for you, and he pays you for doing those things. This is United States of America's military. Goes in the Middle East for our interest. Okay, don't you think that the United States of America could not have negotiated with those guys over there? What do they need over there? What does the United States need in the Middle East? Oil. So it has Saudi Arabia. Israel has no oil. Who else? Syria. Do you think that these guys could not figure, okay, let's put Syria to the side. We got Iraq. Do you think that we couldn't negotiate with Iraq? And then why not? Well, if you do a lot of hanky-panky to someone's family, like, I don't know, a few of their females, the person over there, the male counterpart, will not negotiate with you anymore. So you have to eliminate that guy or put him in cage so you can have access again to their household. So same here, the United States could not actually negotiate it with, let's say, Saddam Hussein, even though Saddam Hussein was okay with that, for the oil, because of the even though we supported Iraq against Iran in 1980s, remember, in the war. And then all of a sudden, so again, you can't just go and get everybody up. You go over there. They don't come to you. You go over there, show up, and you tell them, you got to give me this, you got to give me that. If not, I'm going to smack you and bring freedom and democracy to you, and I'm going to take it. And I take over. I leave my military equipment and personnel in Iraq, for instance, to make sure you don't do any garbage. I control the guys with money, and they get elected. So hey, there's freedom over there, elections. Yeah. Why don't you take your troops out and let the system work? No, you put the system in place. The mass media, the politicians, and the donors, which is there are from the Secretary of State and CIA. Good job. And then you want the population not to notice eventually. And then you say, oh, these are terrorists. They don't speak for the government. What are you doing there? The same here. We were attacked. Where? In Jordan? Why are you in Jordan? Jordan needs your protection against whom? The Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, blah, blah, blah. Why are you there? Why are you in Syria? Why are you in Iraq? So see, this argument doesn't stand. You are over there as a bully boy for someone else. And you get it. And then after that, we are all, well, let's have a, how is that? It's a group masturbation session here. Happiness. We did, man. You don't mess with the United States. Yeah, man. Baboons. Baboons. Why? Because you are somewhere you're not supposed to. And legally, you're not supposed to. So again, you're tough. You smack people around over there. You don't dare to attack Iran, because Iran is not a 24 million people or 4 million people as Libya or Iraq. Now, and you need a coalition. And Iran is too big, too strong. So therefore, you just, you're going to try like a bully. Take over Iran, not directly and with small steps. You know how the bully goes. We don't want an escalation. We just bombarded 85 targets over there. This is just the beginning. We don't want it. Well, Emil, we needed to tell them, send a message. Why are we there? Why are we still there? That's my point. Let them strand things out. Or we have to control it. Why? Who assigned us? Who voted for us to be the policemen and the guys supposedly in charge of this? Who? Nobody. So there's a unspoken rule, the rule-based world order that we like, which is you follow my rules and I don't follow any rules. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.